And we are on. So guys, welcome to the call. This is Josh, and the whole purpose of this is to basically give you some time and space to ask questions of me about the Camp Glider program, about your nutrition, about maybe any injuries that you're experiencing. Basically, I just want to make myself available and talk to as many of you guys as possible and capture some of the common questions so that on the replay, people that couldn't join us live are able to get the benefit of this chat. So basically, I'm gonna unmute everybody right now. I'm gonna mute everyone right now, and then I'm gonna go through and just those people that are on the call, I'm gonna mute them. I'm gonna mute you guys one at a time, or unmute you guys one at a time. There we go. There we go. Okay, everybody is muted. So I'm just going to go from who I see first. I see Don and Christy up there. Don, Christy, been enjoying having you out. You got any specific questions for me? Any struggles? Any injuries? Any feedback for me that you'd like to share? You can use nice words. You can use ugly words. It's up to you.
Well, I sent you a text. My right knee, I don't have an ACL in it, and I should have been wearing my brace and wasn't. So I kind of overdid it on Tuesday night and swelled up like a Stay Puft marshmallow. And I'm just now getting where I can walk around again. So I'll put my knee brace back on for sure. And then I had a little pain in my shoulders when we were doing, I guess I was trying to do too much on the push-ups and stuff. But outside of that, I think we're doing okay with the nutrition side and trying to hang in with the exercises too.
So real quick on the knee, you've been dealing with this for how long? How long ago was the surgery?
I haven't had surgery on it.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. You just been kind of, I've got a knee that kind of goes in and out. And what I find is that when I go visit the Erasti is a group of doctors that specialize in soft tissue. They're chiropractors that have continued to get more education on soft tissue. But they help me out a lot. And what they found on my knee is I've got some very small muscles around my knee and in my hamstring and in my calf. When they get really, really tight, I have a lot of knee problems in my right knee. So I find that when I foam roll, when I work to do the mobility and recovery stuff on my knee, I'll be fine. But I haven't got an MRI on it myself. So these guys have got a kind of an arrangement with Camp Gladiator. If you want to go see one of these guys, they will see you for free for the first time, and most insurance covers them. So if you want to go get kind of a specialist's look at that, they've helped me a ton. They've helped lots of CG trainers. They've helped tons of our clients. So that's somebody that I would refer you to. The guy that I went and saw last, his name is Cameron Craig, and he's right off of West Park Way. I can't say enough good things about him, and I love the way he describes to me what's happening with my muscles. The way he articulates that is excellent. On your shoulder, I would encourage you to look at using a lacrosse ball. And you know what a lacrosse ball is? It's a little orange hard ball. And you would use that, like you would lean up against the wall, you put that ball behind your shoulder and just roll around that whole scapular area, and you'll find that will help to, it's basically a massage. It's a targeted massage for your shoulder. And if you'll go to YouTube and just YouTube shoulder and lacrosse ball, you'll see multiple different approaches to how you can do that. So the mobility work that we do, I mean, we're stressing our bodies out pretty good on CG, and we need to, and we don't do enough stretching mobility in general at camp. And so that's something that we need to encourage our clients to do. Now, during our Bold Week is basically our 5th week. So when you guys continue with the Bold program, we have, I have special recovery and mobility workouts. I'll bring in the Erasti and I'll do foam rolling, and I'll have 40 foam rollers and people working and understanding foam rolling techniques. I'll have a yoga instructor come in and teach yoga, because it is important to have that range of motion, that flexibility, that mobility. So hopefully that's some useful feedback for you as well as other people that are watching this.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm going to get my knee looked at again, because I'm not done with, I want to be more active. So yep. I'm going to get it taken care of.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's talk about, so you've been, your nutrition, you say you're on eating every 3 hours approximately, is that right?
Yes. Yeah. I feel like I'm eating too much.
Well, and it seems that way. The question is, the best feedback from our bodies is that hunger reflex. Are we getting hungry every 2 to 3 hours? And when people start this journey in the beginning, they said, well, I'm not hungry. And so, well, you're going to have to eat anyway in order to coax your metabolism out of that starvation place. But Christy, you're not an example of that necessarily. You don't have 50 to 100 pounds to lose. So like right now, how often are you getting hungry? Are you feeling your metabolism on? Do you know what that feeling is like?
Yeah, I do. It just, I'm not hungry every 3 hours, but I'll eat what I'm supposed to. And not like I'll have almonds as a snack or those Cliff Bars or fruit, but it just seems like I feel so much heavier when I eat all this food, but I'm going to stick with it.
Well, one thing you mentioned, almonds are fat-based. The Cliff Bars are going to be carbohydrate-based. Fruits are carbohydrate-based. So it could be that your carbohydrate intake, and if you're not tracking it, you really need to. It could be that your carbohydrate intake is too high. And if your carbohydrate intake is too high, you're gonna feel bloated. You're gonna be retaining water because basically carbohydrates draw water into your muscles, into your system. So, are you using MyFitnessPal to track your nutrition?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. And what are your ratios like right now?
They're good. The sodium seems to be up pretty high, and I don't add salt to anything, and I'm just curious why everything has so much sodium in it.
Well, it could be that, and MyFitnessPal is not a perfect system. It could be that the things that you're choosing, well, I ate this, and you're choosing things that are close to what you ate, but not exactly what you ate. And so that number may not be exact for you. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. You're just trying to find something that is close to what you ate on MyFitnessPal. So, but that also could be an issue if you're feeling, if you're feeling bloated. It's another issue there from all that sodium. But I would encourage you, like on your snacks, if you can get a little bit of protein, a little bit of fat, a little bit of carbs at those snacks, it's going to be more of the fuels that you need instead of an all fat snack or an all carbohydrate snack or an all protein snack.
Okay.
That would be my recommendation. You guys have anything else?
Nope, we're good.
Okay, cool, awesome. I may have to set a timer on how much time I spend on these questions. All right, guys, love seeing you out, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week. All right, we're gonna mute you guys and move on to. All right, hang on, is Miranda?
Melinda,
I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to use
that's all right.
I'm trying not to use my cheat sheet. All right, awesome. Okay, so what kind of questions do you have for me after your 2 weeks of CG so far?
So you helped me earlier this week with the weight issue, the getting on the scale. So I'm going to wait and just do that on Mondays. And usually that's enough recovery time so that my muscles aren't so sore. But I did, so like last week I wanted to go 3 times a week, but just with life in general, I only made it to 2. And then I thought, well, I could go, because I have a gym membership, and I thought, well, maybe I'll do some cardio. Or is there anything that you would recommend that would be not compatible, but would help not maybe make my progress slow down? Because I don't want it. I think I need to go, I would love to go 3 or 4 times a week. It's just with, life just gets in the way sometimes.
Basically, I mean, you got to take a look at what your goals are. And I think for your goals, your main goal is fat loss. That's what you're after.
Yeah.
And so when you're talking about fat loss, you're basically, if you're going to CG, you're burning roughly 500 to 600 calories for a workout. And so right now, you're not looking to basically be a bodybuilder or anything of that nature. So if you will do something you'll do something to burn those 500 to 600 calories, and your eating plan is designed according to your activity level, then you're going to get where you want to go. Something that you could do is you could get online. There's some great websites online where you can do some streaming workouts if you happen to miss CG. There's the one called Fit Blender that I love. There's the Daily Hit. There's all kinds of things that you can get online. And if you want some more of those links, I can put some resources together. But basically, if you miss CG and you need to get that calorie burn in, you could. Do you have a heart rate monitor? Let's ask that for first off.
I have one on my watch. It's not high tech. It's just one that it'll tell me my heart rate. Okay,
so that's useful. But if you really want to dial in, you really want to be on point, I recommend that you go out and you get a heart rate monitor. I like the Polar, the simple Polar. I've got what's called an FT. I've got an FT7, and it's about a $70 watch and telemetry strap, and that's really all you need to figure out: am I burning the number of calories that I intend to be burning based on how much I'm eating? That's a really important thing to try and dial in on. But if your goal is fat loss, what you need to be focusing on more than anything else is making sure that you're eating every 3 hours, that you're eating within your caloric range, and that that hunger reflex is on. I've worked with people that don't do CG, and they dial in on the nutrition plan, and they become a fat burning furnace, and they lose tremendous amounts of weight. And I also have worked with people that do CG religiously. They won't focus on the nutrition, and they're just as fat today as they were 4 years ago. It's not a sexy thing to say, but it's very, very real. And so you guys have to understand that nutrition is 4 times more important than the activity, and it's because the way we engage with nutrition is all day long. It's all of our waking hours, and our workout is only 1 hour every day or every 2 weeks.
Yeah. So because my nutrition's, I'm not worried about that because I started a nutrition plan about a month ago, and it's really been working. So then I wanted to combine CG, but I do want a little bit more exercise. So would cardio be okay, even if like walking or running around the block?
That's great. What I would recommend, if you're going to go for cardio, I want you to do it in a high intensity interval style. So I want you to, give it everything you got for 30 seconds and then rest for 15 and then give everything you got again. So I want you to I'm not a big fan of steady state cardio. I'm not a very big fan of just getting on a treadmill or just keeping a jog going. I want you to push it and then recover, push and recover. And what you may do, and I like this as a pyramid type set, I'm going to do 30 seconds of activity, 15 seconds rest. 45 seconds of activity, 15 seconds of rest. 60 seconds of activity, and pyramid that up. So you're building that intensity, and you're pushing your limits. And when you push your limits, you get better. And it's like if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. So that's something.
Yeah. Okay.
But I also highly encourage you to use, how we use the weights at camp, and we're doing some fast type moves. Those kind of things, 20 reps of dumbbells and 20 reps of overhead presses. If you'll do those things and do it for that duration, like we talked about, the 30 seconds to 60 seconds, and then give yourself, small rests, your heart rate's going to be through the roof, and you're going to be burning lots of calories, and you're going to be sculpting your body at the same time. And the longer you go to CG, the more skill you're going to have. So when you're on your own, you can reach out to me, and I can throw you the workout of the day, and you can make sense of it, and you'll understand the timing and all that kind of stuff. Make sense?
Yeah. Yep. Perfect.
Cool. Awesome.
Thank you.
Good. Anything else?
Nope. That's it.
All right. Awesome. Fantastic. All right. Hey, Jennifer, how are you?
Good.
What you got for me?
I think we kind of touched on it the other day with the shin splints. They're actually doing a lot better today with the ice. So, but I think with the nutrition, I'm trying to follow the 2 to 3 hour eating thing, but I think it's more the counting of what everything is where I'm having more of the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like I try to close to similar things so I don't go off too much. I just, to get the different things that I need, I guess, during the day.
Okay. I think that this is kind of like skill, is that the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And there's I have 3 or 4 staples. I'm going to stick to my grilled chicken, and I've got some low-fat apple sausages that I use on a regular basis. I'll use tuna, and those are kind of and egg whites. Those are my staple protein sources. And then when my carbohydrate sources, I use sweet potatoes a lot. I use black beans a lot. I'll use quinoa a lot, and I just kind of recycle those same fundamentals. And so and I find different ways of doing that, but then I also intentionally go off plan, is that I'll give myself a Wednesday cheat meal and a Saturday cheat meal, so that I don't feel like I'm denying myself all the things that I want. This is not about denial. It's not about pushing everything away. Another thing you can do, and some other trainers that I've worked with have recommended, that allow yourself what they call fun food every day. One fun food. So if you love macaroni and cheese, well, allow yourself to have a little macaroni and cheese, and then everything else is on plan. Whatever your fun food happens to be, allow yourself to just have a little bit, because it's not about perfection. It's about what we do more often than not. So if we're on plan 90% of the time and we're off 10, you're going to be doing awesome. And I look at that 10% as kind of like our life jacket. If we allow ourselves that little 10% leeway, that little fun factor, that will keep us afloat, to keep us buoyed. And for me, I have mine on Wednesday, and that keeps me buoyed until Saturday. For those that do I'm gonna have one fun food a day, that keeps them afloat through the day. But this is it's just kind of a personal experiment that you're gonna have to go through to figure out how do I get there. Does that make sense? But I really want you to get the idea this is not about perfection. It's about what's optimal, and about if you're on plan more often than you're off, then you're gonna get there. Now, there's people that I work with that basically have 1 meal a day. And to take somebody that's eating 1 meal a day and to say, okay, now you got to eat 6 times a day every 3 hours, that's overly ambitious. That's going to lead to a complete disaster for them. They're going to feel completely ineffective. And so for people like that, what I recommend is, okay, I want you to try and get through the first half of the day. I want you to eat breakfast, and then I want you to get an AM snack and then get your lunch. and try and do those according to plan. Then let go of the plan, because we've got to build this adherence over time. So if they try to do everything right off the top, it's like somebody that's going to run a marathon without having trained for it. Make sense? And so that's just going to lead to disaster, and that's no good. Make sense? Okay. I also have a recommendation. Do you have the CG food lists of the proteins, the carbohydrates, and all that stuff? Do you remember seeing that?
Yes, the one in the packet.
Yep. Do you have that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool. So there's also something else that I use for my clients. You guys may have heard this, the 21-day fixed eating plan. Have you heard that before?
Yes.
Okay, there's a cool little, what's that?
I have that booklet as well.
Okay, that booklet, the food list, and that's what I'm talking about. That food list is very similar to the CG food guide. And what I like about it, on that app, there's an app that you can download. And that app it'll have those categories on that app. So it's something worth looking into. Go take a look at it. And basically, when you have one of those, when you have a protein portion, you just click it off as a protein portion. And that little approach works more as serving portions versus MyFitnessPal goes by calories and trying to get that macronutrient breakdown. Does that make sense? So it's just another approach, another tool. Just consider taking a look at it and see if it's a good fit for you.
Okay, I'll try that out.
Cool. All right, awesome. All right, anything else that you want to chat about?
No, that's all. Thank you.
All right, excellent. You're welcome. Hey, Miss Tabitha, you are coming up. Actually, I think you're unmuted already. You are. How are you? Except I can't hear you. That's a bummer. See if you can unmute yourself somehow. All right. So can you go to the chat screen, Tabitha, and can you type a question for me? I'm going to go ahead and move on because we've got about 10 minutes left of the call. So let's see if we can get that working. And if you have to, you can call me later. Something of that nature. All righty. Still can't hear you. I saw you mute in and out. Okay. We're going to move on and just ask your question. Go to the chat screen, ask your question, or even hit Facebook. I'm on Facebook Live right now. You can ask the question there if you can't figure out how to use the Zoom chat. All right. I'm going to hit Miss Roseanne. Roseanne, hey, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I can, loud and clear.
Hey.
Okay. What kind of questions you got?
I incorporated more vegetables, green vegetables, in my lunch because I really wasn't honing into that recently, or I guess for the past couple of months. I do eat my vegetables, but I wanted to eat some more because I've just always been a little bit bloated, and I also increased my water intake, and I just wasn't feeling good at all. I just felt like the inches were growing and growing. But I started eating more greens as far as vegetables these past 2 weeks with total transformation. I've seen a huge difference in my stomach, but I also decreased the amount of water that I'm drinking as well. And I'm trying to find balance there because I know that I'm supposed to drink at least half my weight in ounces of water. But I feel like when I do that, I just feel miserable. I feel like nothing fits. I'm just bloated. I don't know if I'm just taking in so much water. I don't know what it is.
No, it could be that, the sodium intake that you have is going to basically have you retain water. So, and the back to the water thing is that if we're not hydrated well enough, basically we don't have the catalyst to help us detoxify. There's only a couple ways that unwanted fat and toxins can leave the body: eat, poop, and sweat. It ain't sexy, but that's what it is. And it all requires good levels of water. So if you're running as a desert in your body, not enough water, you can't pee good, you can't poop good, and you can't sweat good. So I would say that it's probably okay to have you cut back a little bit if you're just feeling super bloated. Number one, I'd say take a look at your sodium intake. See if you're not monitoring that. Try and be a little more aware of that. But I love what you said about the greens, and I experience the same thing. Whenever I increase my kale, increase my greens, I do find myself getting a lot leaner, a lot faster. And those foods are super nutrient dense. And when I say nutrient dense, that just means that there's more vitamins and minerals per calorie than other foods. And the more times that we introduce those kinds of high nutrient dense foods, our bodies have the building blocks to operate better and do better things with. So don't know that I have anything else to share, Roseanne, as far as that goes. Just I'd say take a look at your sodium, and if you feel like half your body weight in ounces of water is too much, maybe you don't like. Is it during workouts that you're feeling that, or is it? Tell me more about like when you're feeling.
It's just throughout the day,
Okay.
Of course, I'm going to I feel like I live in the restroom because I drink so much water.
Yeah.
But I just feel heavy in my stomach, and then I don't want to eat at the same time because I feel bloated. I don't fit into my clothes. So I am eating. I'm forcing myself to eat, but it's just extremely uncomfortable. So the only way I felt that I could help that situation is just have a lot of vegetables during my lunch period with a little bit of protein, and cut down on the water. And I've been feeling a lot better.
Something that's occurring to me, you may have an allergic reaction to something, and I don't know what it is, but like for me, dairy makes me go crazy bloated, and I just can't have dairy. So I don't know if that's the issue, but that's just what's occurring to me as you're talking. You may have a reaction to something you're eating that's causing you to feel bloated. Is it gassy? I mean, is it a gassy kind of feeling?
No, it's just bloated, ugly feeling in my stomach, and I also noticed that when I started increasing the vegetables, the greens, I started going to the restroom more often. I started having bowel movements more often.
Yep.
So that's helping me as well. So I'm trying to find that balance with my water intake and my vegetables at the same time.
Well, let me noodle on it. Nothing else is coming to mind right now, but let me noodle on it and see if anything else comes up and see if anyone else has any feedback on that. Okay. But right now, I mean, that's what's occurring to me. I think it may be a sodium issue. That's my biggest issue right there. That's my biggest input, and it may not be accurate, but that's all I got right now.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, all right, awesome. Good to hear from you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, Denise, you're up. Can you hear us, Denise?
I can hear you. Can you all hear me?
Yep, you're coming through loud and clear.
All right, awesome. Sorry, I'm in the car.
It's okay.
So far, everything's been going good this week.
I'm gonna kill your video.
I think
I'm gonna kill your video
okay.
so the audio comes through clearer. Go ahead.
Okay. The only thing that I'm really struggling with is just being consistent on eating healthy. Kind of snuck in some pizza this weekend. So.
Okay. So what did you get from what I was talking about not being perfection?
Like I said, I honestly don't feel guilty about it. I enjoyed my pizza with my family, and I went to work out this morning, so I feel pretty good. I feel like I'm just taking little baby steps to get where I need to get, and I tried working out this morning, which made me feel a little bit better. So, so far I really haven't had any issues throughout the week. I've been eating pretty good, meeting my macros, and going to the morning and afternoon workouts. So it's been pretty good.
Awesome. Good deal. Did you see that post about what people think success looks like and what success really looks like? Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. That's very, very real. I mean, basically I don't have a screenshot to share with you guys, but basically the graphic was that people think that success is a straight line up, and it's not. It has twists and turns and tangles and backslides and all kinds of issues. And when we're beginning this thing, we're not going to be perfect with our nutrition. It's just about noticing, okay, how did I do today? And let's take a little self-appraisal look. It says, what could I have done? What's one thing? What's one choice I could have made just a little bit differently today? And how can I make that happen tomorrow? How can I error correct? And that's what I really like, is error correction. You cannot fail this process if you don't quit. You just keep on learning from how you engaged the day before. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And if you'll stay on that path and you'll ask for feedback. So, okay, well, this is what I find myself doing. And a lot of people, I'm just going to mention what's kind of on my heart right now, is a lot of people, they misunderstand and they undervalue sleep. And when they don't sleep enough, they don't have the energy, they don't have the focus, they don't have the capacity to get to their workouts, to plan their meals, to manage their time well. So I've been doing this a long time, and when I see people breaking down, when I see people burning out, that's the number one thing, is that they started sacrificing their sleep. I don't know why I'm saying that to you right now, but I think that as you sleep and as you make sure that you get that fundamental in, you start having more focus and you start getting better and better and better. It's just a 1% improvement every day.
Okay, sounds good. Like I said, either way, these last 2 weeks have just been really good. I feel more energetic. I feel a little bit more positive on my daily, routine. So everything's been going pretty good. I feel almost addicted to these workouts. It's kind of weird, but I feel really good.
We are designed, and this is a really important point. We're designed, and the the beings that we are rewarded chemically for doing what we're doing. You're rewarded with endorphins. And that's a feel-good chemical. You're rewarded with serotonin. That's a feel-good chemical whenever you're a part of a tribe. You're rewarded with oxytocin. That's a chemical when you make friends. So you're rewarded on all these different levels for what you're doing. It's really powerful stuff, and people undervalue that as well. But that's why CG is so powerful, because you do have all those positive chemicals running through your body every time you show up and you engage with this program. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Powerful stuff.
All right. Well, that's all I have. Thank you.
Awesome. Glad to hear you're doing so well. We'll talk to you soon. All right. Tabitha, I'm gonna go back to you real quick. Can we talk to you? You here? No?
Can you hear
Yes,
me?
I can. Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
You're on. All right. So what questions do you have for us, Tabitha?
I guess I've been just kind of listening to the nutrition and how to eat better. So I've been kind of getting that all in. It's just a little challenge trying to eat every 3 hours and getting the right foods in your body. But
it's a practice. It is a practice. Just like playing the guitar or something, it's a practice, and it's going to take some time to get some skill with it, to get some competency, so to speak. Go ahead. I interrupted you. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. And I guess a question about my knees. Sometimes my knees feel weak, and I guess, is that going to go away eventually? Or is there something we can do about that?
That's probably a question bigger than what my expertise can handle. What I can tell you, though, is that when you put your body under positive stress, your body becomes stronger. And so, but that has to be tempered with, well, we got to make sure that you don't have any issues. And so if you want to if you're having some major issues, I would consider what I was talking about with Dawn as well, is to go to the Arasti, schedule an appointment, have him take a look at your knees, get some feedback, and he'll probably give you a few physical therapy exercises to help you to strengthen those knees, or he'll give you some ideas of what needs to be done. But I'm not qualified to make that statement. There's too many variables out there. You know what I mean? But I can tell you in general that when you put your body under positive stress, that will get better. And I can also tell you, those people that are overweight, people like, I don't know if you've met Catherine Braun, but Catherine talks about when she started this journey, she was over 100 pounds overweight, and her joints hurt like crazy. But as she got lighter, as she got stronger, all that joint pain went away. And so we've got to be able to kind of welcome the discomfort and know if we engage in these disciplines, just these little disciplines every day over time, that our discomfort will minimize and minimize and minimize. And what is really uncomfortable now will become just second nature later. But it just takes time,
Okay.
But if you feel like you need to go schedule an appointment, I would highly encourage you to do that.
Okay, I think it's just need to keep working out. I think it's just a matter. It's just been a while, so
Yeah, but don't feel like you got to kill yourself. And so if you're in pain, chill out. Take some time. Back out of the workout. Go for a walk. Sit down. Whatever you need to do, and then just know you're doing your best, and come back, and don't judge yourself about it. Got it?
Okay. And what was that person's name? What was the person's name?
Cameron Craig. Yeah, Dr. Cameron Craig. And if you'll just look up Arasti, AIRROSTI. Arasti.com. There'll be an 800 number. You just call in and say, hey, I'm with Kent Glider, and I'd like to schedule an initial consultation.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
If you have issues, just send me a message, and I'll shoot you the phone number.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. You're welcome. All right. Let's see here. We're at time, but we still got people here. We still got people watching, so we're going to keep going. And let's see. We've got. I'm going to unmute this phone number. This 209. Who's the 209 number?
That's us.
Yep. Who's that? 209 ends with 5414. Who is that?
There it is. It is. I don't know.
Hello? 209-00, wait, hang on. 209-005-414 phone. Not getting the feedback. All right, that's cool.
Josh.
Wait, there we go. Yes, who's that?
Sorry. Hey, it's Robert and Lynette.
Oh, excellent. Okay, good. Well, I'm going to rename you to Robert and Lynette. All right,
sorry, it's a work phone. It's one of my the 209-005414 is a number that's created, I guess, to track me. Who knows?
All good. Well, I got you. So now I know who's on that line now. So awesome. So how's your back right now, Robert?
I've still got the same problems. It comes and goes, but it starts typically right after about our 30-minute workout or warm up, and then starts, and then it's so much discomfort. There's nothing I can do to either stretch it, sit down, bend over, I mean, try to do any kind of stretches. It just will not go away until probably about another 15 or 20 minutes. And I lose, what I feel is almost half of my workout.
There's you haven't started foam rolling yet, but have you gotten that foam roller now?
Actually, it's ironic. I'm en route right now to go do that.
That's good. Okay, so you really have to understand that the consistency of this. I mean, we're talking 10 minutes a day. If you'll do 10 minutes a day, you'll start to basically iron out that whole area of your back, those erector muscles. And it's going to be uncomfortable, and it's, I mean, you might need to make some noise whenever you start working on that. But yeah. it's gonna, and I can't speak, just like what Tabitha was talking about her knees. I can't diagnose your exact situation in your back, but what I can give is some general, some rules of thumb. And as we work that, as we foam roll, we're beginning to break up all what I call the concrete in those muscles, and you start to regain your mobility, and things start to get fluid again. You find your range of motion. But I really would encourage you, Robert, you need to go see Dr. Craig, and he'll give you some direct feedback as to what's going on. He'll give you some physical therapy exercises that you can start working on to make sure that you're hitting the right area instead of just shooting in the dark. Make sense?
Right, absolutely.
Yeah. So I would highly encourage you to make that happen. And he's, like I said, he's helped lots and lots of people. And when you do go see him, give me some feedback so I can get a better understanding of where you are and what we need to be focusing, like letting rest, and what do we need to be building. Because it could be that sometimes back issues like that are an indication of abdominal weakness. And so that we need to work on our abdominal strength in order to counterbalance the back. And the back is overcompensating. Make sense?
Yeah, I think a lot of what my back issues are driven from a car accident I had back in September of last year. I went through, all kinds of treatments, chiropractors, orthopedists, and things like that. I even had facet injections and all of that. And, I've just slowly started kind of getting back into stuff, and it's so frustrating that, that I can't, utilize the full hour. And this has just only happened in the last 3 workout exercises.
And so the last 3 days, you weren't having the back issue except for the last 3 days?
Yeah. So like the whole first week, I was fine.
Okay, interesting. That's some good feedback. It could be, and I need to take a look. Need to take a look at your form more. It could be that there's an exercise that we're doing. Could be our planks. Who knows what it is? But it could be that you're compromising your back in some way, and I just haven't seen it yet. I haven't discovered it. So
right.
I'll pay extra special attention to you there at camp. But the degree that you're talking about, the degree of discomfort, I seriously would encourage you to go to Cameron Craig. I just lost our Facebook guys. My phone died. Oh, hang on. Let's see if I can get them back. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to. All right, that's okay. Well, you guys are on the main call. That's what's important. So I'm trying to think anything else. I would encourage you also, if you haven't done it yet, I would encourage you to get into a 30-minute yoga routine once a week. Have you ever done yoga?
I haven't.
Okay, so yoga is remarkable for basically loosening up the spine and getting good spinal range of motion. And you talk to a lot of physicians, they'll say good spine health equals good health overall. So that's something that I would encourage you to do. And you can get, you can go to a class, you can get a DVD, you can look at something online. But I would encourage you to do that because it's going to help with your flexibility. And I'm going to do yoga classes on the 5th week from time to time. But I think that you need it more than once every 5 weeks. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
But I would look into it. And there's also a yoga therapist that I work with in Bedford, and her name is Rochelle Martinez. She's actually going to start coming to camp, but she is amazing and helping. Basically, it's assisted yoga. So some people, they feel like they're so inflexible that they need someone to help them. And I think she charges about $60 an hour, but it is remarkable work that she does. And so if you want to connect with her, I'll be glad to have you do that too. Okay,
great. Thanks for the input.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, I'm going to check the chat real quick. All right. So Melinda is talking about she's doing yoga on YouTube by Cadence. It is Melinda, right? Okay, I'm like doubting myself now. Wait a second, I had it. All right, cool, awesome. All right, we're going to hang on one second. Lynette, do you have anything?
I have a question about like the bold program.
Okay.
About going bold.
Yeah.
I know that you can choose between 6 or 12 months, and I know that I was told that you can freeze it. And I wanted to know, like, if you do freeze it, how long can you freeze it for? And if you get charged anything for like the months that you freeze it?
You know, the basically, depending on which program you do, the 6 or the 12 month depends on the number of freezes you get. And so you get, with the 6 month program, you get 1 freeze, and that's basically 1 month. So you get to freeze 1 camp. So, or it's, you know, consider it, we run in 5-week cycles. So that would be 5 weeks. On the 12 month program, you get 2 of those. And I believe that on that freeze, I think you're charged $5 for the freeze.
Okay. That's what I was wondering.
Yep. And basically there's also a spouse discount that I need to be mentioning more. So for married couples, and they've got to be legally married, CG will allow the second spouse at $35. It doesn't matter whether they're on the 12-month program or the 6-month program.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So that's an awesome value.
Okay.
Cool.
That's all I had.
Thank you for that question. How's your body feeling? You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Awesome. Cool. Robert,
got more energy than I did.
That's excellent. That's very valuable. Robert, when you get that foam roller, go to YouTube and just start looking at foam rolling for lower back pain.
Okay. Is there? Should I limit it to just once a day? Twice a day, 3 times a week?
No,
or?
You would not do yourself a disservice if you did it 2 or 3 times a day. When I go for physical therapy and I talk to Dr. Craig about my knee, he says, okay, you need to be doing this. You know, we need to be doing it 10 minutes, 3 times a day. You know, so it's not, you're not going to hurt yourself by, there's no disadvantage to doing it more.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Great. Thank you, sir.
Awesome. You're welcome. We'll see you guys out this week.
All right.
Nemesis, you're up. Nemesis, you there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well.
Excellent. What kind of questions do you have for me?
I think about nutrition. They have been all talking about it, but it's still really difficult to me to eat in the afternoons. In the morning, I'm fine, and I can eat my 3 meals in the morning perfectly. Mm-hmm. But in the afternoon, I'm very bad with scheduling that, and I don't know if I really don't know what it is.
Well, basically, you got to understand that if you allow your body to go past the 3-hour mark in eating, then you sacrifice your body going into that starvation mode. It happens very quickly. So even if it's you getting what do you do for work? Remind me.
I work on an office.
Okay. All right. So in that office, do you have a little kitchenette?
Yes.
Okay. So you just need to, you need to decide to either whip up a little protein shake, like a scoop of protein and half a frozen banana or something like that,
okay,
as your snack. But you just have to not allow yourself to go more than 3 hours without eating. This is the critical component to fat loss. Okay, have to do it. Another thing you can do is you can invest in some Quest bars or some pure protein bars, and those just keep them in your pocket, keep them in your desk, and have that for your snack. Okay, I don't want you living off of those. That's not the point. The point is to have those as your plan B. But you need to eat real food and real meals. So for lunch, you really need to take that. You need to take that full lunch break, and you need to negotiate with whoever your supervisors are. And understand that when you do this, you get more energy. You become more focused. You become a better employee. And that's something that our corporate cultures are finally starting to catch on to, that we are not machines, and that if we operate like machines, we're going to burn out and our productivity sucks. So it's a lose-lose situation for everyone. So I don't know what the environment you are working in, but you may need to have a heart-to-heart with your supervisor. So look, I'm looking to be my best. I'm looking to increase my energy. I'm looking to be more productive, and this is what I need to do. And they'll get it because they've all had training on this. They just don't do it either.
Mm-hmm. And what type of foods do you recommend that they can be eaten on afternoons?
Okay.
Something that is not obviously too heavy.
Well, it's basically what is your calorie intake right now? What are you shooting for?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest.
Okay, what was your BMR from the body composition test? What was your BMR?
Okay, it was, I believe, 1,500.
All right, 1,500.
Yes.
Right, so you need to be basically every day. You need to be in a 1,500 to 1,800 calorie range.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
All right, and so for your lunch, I want you to take, I'm going to take 1,700, okay? 1,700, I want you to multiply it times 0.03, okay?
Okay.
And what do you get?
Okay.
It actually should be 0.3, not 0.03.
0.03. 51.
Okay, so you're looking at a 500 calorie lunch, okay?
Okay.
So your lunch needs to be roughly 500 calories, and then your snacks need to be roughly 170 calories, okay?
Okay.
So, and your breakfast and your lunch, those need to be 20% of that 1,700. So 17 times 2 is, hang on 1 second, 170, 4. So about a 300, so you need about a 340 calorie breakfast, a 340 calorie dinner, a 510 calorie lunch, and 3 170 calorie snacks. Got it?
That's okay.
So 170 calories should not make you feel heavy for a snack. It shouldn't, okay? And so like those pure protein bars are about 190 calories. It's really close to where you need to be, all right? And just to understand that this is a practice, and you get better the more you do it, okay? You're not going to become a master overnight. You're just going to have to do your best. You're going to have to, like you're doing now, ask for recommendations, okay? And so, you know, those pure protein bars are going to be great. Having some whey protein and some frozen fruit in your kitchenette will be a great solution. But you just got to start working with solutions, trying things out, and then error correcting and adjusting and just learning from your struggles. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, great. So there's also there's another food guide that I put together in my welcome video that goes through the number of portions that I recommend per day based on your calorie range. Do you remember seeing that?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, that needs to be your go-to. That needs to be your rule of thumb. So for you, that would be like you need 4 servings of vegetables a day. You need 2 servings of fruit. You need 4 servings of protein a day. Does that sound familiar?
Yes.
Okay, so if you'll keep that near you and you'll look at that food list, those are the answers to the question you're after right now. But you just gotta start working with it. You know?
Okay.
All right. You just gotta start putting the pieces together. It's like a puzzle. And you just got to do your best with this puzzle. It may not make a whole lot of sense right now, but the more you work on it, the clearer things become. Make sense?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. You keep staying in touch with me. We'll keep working on this. All right.
Okay, I will.
All right, awesome. Anything else as far as injuries or your body? How you feeling?
No, I'm feeling good. On the past few days, my knees have been a really struggle when doing push-ups at camp. But I believe it was Caroline, or I don't remember her name.
Probably Carolina, yeah.
Yes, Carolina. So she gave me a option that it will be the same as the push-up, and that worked. So I was very happy with it.
Good. You know, another thing you may do is you may roll up the end of your mat several times to just give yourself even more cushion on your knees.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. All right, anything else?
That will be all.
Cool, all right, we're going to move on. Good to hear from you. Glad you're here. All right, and I've got somebody with the last 4 digits on their phone as 5007. Who is that? 5007 going once, 5007 going twice, and moving on. All right, we got somebody with the last 4 digits of 5435. Who might that be?
That's me, Josh. This is Lily.
Hey, Lily. Good to hear you.
How's it going?
Doing excellent.
Same here.
Glad you're here.
Well, yeah, I dialed in. I didn't want to take a chance with the PC. It seems like every time we go through the PC, there's problems in our connection. So I said, I'm just going to dial it in. But I've just been taking it all in and enjoying the conversation and trying to learn from listening. I guess one of my questions was about the bold, and one of the lady addressed that. I didn't understand about the freeze until you explained about the freeze, because Tabitha and I are contemplating on going bold. But I do have a question. During the winter months, how do you handle that?
But my policy, and each trainer has something different. So if it's below 40 degrees or it's nasty, then I'm going to go inside. And I've got the Bel Air Elementary School for Chisholm Park, and now I have the 6 Stones facility for Bob Eden. So we're covered. We'll go inside if it gets below 40 degrees.
Okay.
Right.
And I heard. Okay, that's good. And I heard you said something about your food guide. I guess I just need to get it on the computer, follow you, and find that food guide, because I want to be able to pick the appropriate food and not the bad choices.
Yep. Yeah.
Because I do understand that nutrition is important.
It's 4 times more important than your exercise. It is the most important thing. It really is. And if you don't work on this food part, you're unlikely to ever reach your goals regarding your fat loss. You're going to be healthier. You're going to feel better. You're going to reduce your blood pressure. You're going to reduce your cholesterol, all that kind of stuff. But as far as your fat mass reduction, you're probably not going to get very far until you really master this eating every 3 hours and eating the right things. And it's practice. So yes, so send me if you don't find it, if you don't find what I'm talking about, send me a message and I'll send you that food list and that recommended portions.
Okay, that sounds good. That's my most interest right now.
Excellent. Good. All right, I've got is the Bold class unlimited? Yes, both classes are unlimited. So that is, I've got a question here on chat. It's unlimited for all of our locations. So if you're in Florida, if you're in North Carolina, if you're in Denver, if you're in Austin, wherever, you have access to any and all CG. Your membership transcends the DFW area. Okay, so I just want to make sure everyone's clear on that. All right, so it looks like most people have jumped off since they got their questions answered. So I'm going to end the call, and it ended up being about a 50-minute call. But I'm glad that we got some value out of it, and I hope the other people that watch this will also get some value out of it. Guys, we'll see you next week. You're welcome, and adios. Bye-bye.